Hey Lunch Bunch! Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, my name is Cristin and welcome to Cristin Eats. Today I'm going to be eating some Pizza Hut pizza, and I have not had Pizza Hut pizza in a long time. So today I just ordered a medium cheese pizza since it's all from myself. Probably save a little bit back for my little guy when he wakes up, but yes, they gave my cheese cup. Yes, look at that. That looks so yummy. I also got myself a 2-liter of Pepsi, which they have completely changed, like, the logo. The guy who dropped it off was, like, an older gentleman. Whew. And he said that this was, like, the original label from, like, the 1950s. So, that's whatever, I guess. I don't know. I thought it was going to be diet. I was a little worried. Sip off the fizz. Best part. So yeah, I don't drink diet. I've never liked the taste of it. I'm not a fan. So I was a little bit worried that this was diet. Thankfully it is not. So $17 for all of this. I also get a cheese cup. I was a little bit worried about how everything was going to come to me because the last time we ordered from this Pizza Hut, we had problems. Like the last 2 times we ordered from this Pizza Hut, we had problems. Had to get a kitchen towel for wiping my fingers because I'm sure pizza looks a little bit greasy. So need a kitchen towel. I don't buy paper towels anymore. I feel like it's just a wasted expense. Same with like tissues. I know my phone's going off. My husband is texting me. I'm sorry. Actually, it's my best friend. So anyways, yeah, I like don't buy tissues anymore, like the kind you blow your nose on. And I don't buy paper towels anymore. Occasionally my husband will pick them up, but personally I just feel like it's an unneeded expense. Like, why would I pay 98 cents, between 98 cents to $5 for paper towels, depending on how fancy you want to get with them, when like my kitchen towels do the same thing and I can just throw them in the wash because I'm going to be doing laundry anyways. And then handkerchiefs do the same thing as tissues. So I just don't really see a point in buying them. Just my personal opinion, saving myself the money. My towel has some hair on it for some weird reason. Anyways, first bite. That's like not as limp as I expected. Still good though. I wonder if I can eat all of this. Or probably shouldn't. It's good pizza though. Trying to get a thumbnail picture. So, we've lived in our house for almost 3 years now. Probably around the 2.5 mark right now. And when we first moved in, we used to order Pizza Hut a lot. Like when we lived in our trailer on the other side of town, we used to have Pizza Tuesdays, or was it Pizza Thursdays? I don't remember. Maybe it was Pizza Thursdays. But my husband and I once a week would order pizza. And we always got Pizza Hut, and it was always good. We moved to this end of town, and we tried the Pizza Hut over here, because the one on the other end of town doesn't deliver out here, since there's a Pizza Hut nearby. And we called, ordered pizza, and on 2 separate occasions we had a bad experience. So I don't remember, like, which... I don't remember what happened in which ordering sequence, but one of the times we ordered, and it was when they had their pretzel bread pizza, like on the crust, and we ordered a cheese cup, and we ordered a 2-liter of Pepsi. They brought us a cup of mustard, like a big old cup of... Who orders mustard with their pizza? There's probably somebody out there who does. No offense. I'm not trying to be offensive, but to me, that's just gross. And same with my husband. So we were like, why did they... And we thought it was cheese, too. Like, we didn't even realize it was mustard. We were all happy, got it all out, took a big dunk, had a big bite, and we were like, oh my god, that's a mouthful of mustard. Yeah. So that happened. And then they didn't bring us the 2-liter. And so we called them, and we were like, hey, we didn't get our 2-liter that we paid for. Because we had it delivered. And they're like, oh, sorry, we'll send another one out. Waited like 45 minutes to an hour, still hadn't gotten our 2-liter. And we're like, I just looked because I just ordered. I just ordered everything, and we were like 0.8 miles away from the restaurant, like not even a full mile away. And we waited 45 minutes to an hour to get our Pepsi, and they never brought it. So we called again. We were like, hey, we still haven't gotten our Pepsi. You know, like, you didn't bring it the first time. You said you'd bring it out and it'd be here like within 15 minutes. It's been an hour. Where is it? And they respond with, oh, we took it to the wrong house, so we'll get another one out to you. Like, were you not going to call us? Were you just like, oh, okay, whatever, it went to the wrong house? And these people happily got a free Pepsi, and we're just, like, not going to say anything to the customers who paid for it. Like, they'll hopefully just forget. What? So, they finally brought us out a free Pepsi, another Pepsi. And if I remember right, they didn't reimburse us anything. They gave us like a $10 off coupon for the next time we ordered. And I'm pretty sure that's the last time we ordered, because I don't think we ever used the coupon for that restaurant. And then the other time we ordered from them, they said it'd take us like 35 to 45 minutes to get pizza. We waited like 3 hours. And during that time frame, we did call. And they're like, oh, we're running a little bit late, but, you know, it won't be much longer. Like another 10 or so minutes. 10 to 15, you know? And, of course, we paid when we called. And so when we finally got the pizza, like, I think we were about ready for bed. And the pizza came hot, and so we didn't complain. And we just took it and ate it, but 3 hours to get your pizza when you don't even live a mile up the road. So it's been like 2.5 years since I've ordered Pizza Hut pizza to be delivered. So I'm a little worried about how it would go, but it tastes good. It's still hot. I got everything that I ordered. If you're wondering, it came to $17.37 for everything. The 2 liter, the cheese, and the pizza. The cheese is extra spicy. Can you hear my laundry? It's like draining right now. I wasn't sure if you guys heard that. It was like gurgle, gurgle. My great sound effects. So yummy. Oh, so I had a request. I've actually had 2 requests for topics. So if you guys ever have like topic requests that you want me to talk about, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will put them down in my book and I will get to them in order. So first request I had for a topic was from Ashley Bates. I love you, girl. Thank you for all the support. She's been watching me for a couple of years now. She started watching me on my main channel. She's followed me here to my new channel. And I really appreciate all the support, so thank you so much. But she left a comment, I think it was on my Fazoli's video, asking for me to do a story time talking about, like, you know, like, self-discovery, discovering myself, and, like, coming into my own, that kind of a thing. And honestly, I feel like there's just different chapters in life, you know, like with each chapter, you have to rediscover yourself. I feel like in life you're constantly redefining and rediscovering yourself. And in some ways you stay the same, but you're also continuing to grow. And so you change, and hopefully you're becoming better. But for instance, and I feel like it's no sooner you get used to one form of yourself that you have to change and become another. Like you're a baby and then you become a toddler and then you become a kid, and for each of those instances, like you're growing and you're changing and you're rediscovering yourself for that chapter in your life. And then I feel like when you start really becoming aware of this is when you hit about preteen, teenager status, and you're just coming into yourself. And you're hitting puberty, and it's like you're going crazy. You're like, what is going on? You're becoming really aware of the world around you. And I know for me, in my early teens, when I was like 13, 14, maybe even 12, somewhere in that area, like I just got super self-conscious about like my body. And I think that's pretty normal for everybody, but I can remember like I was starting to get boobs, and I think I'd started my cycle and all of that stuff, and I was in middle school, like 6th grade, and I can remember being in school and being so paranoid because like I had my boobs with me. Obviously, like they're attached to my body, but this is like my thought process. And I was like, I have my boobs attached. Like everybody knows I have boobs. I can't hide them. Like they're under my shirt, but everybody knows I have boobs. Everybody's aware of this. Like, you know, it's just weird stuff that kids think about, but I was so self-conscious. And then, of course, everybody started, like, hitting puberty, and the guys were starting to become really manlier. I use that in quotations. And the girls were becoming more feminine. And I just felt really lost in myself. Like, I always struggled with feeling masculine. And so, when I was, like, 12, 13, 14 years old, I, like, wanted to be a guy. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I did not want to be a girl. I didn't know what it was to be a girl. I didn't understand how to be a girl. I wanted to be a guy. And I would tell my mom, like, I want to be a guy. Like, I don't want to be a girl. I want to be a guy. And honestly, like, I'm glad that I lived in the 90s and 2000s as a teen versus now, because I know, like, it's becoming such a normal thing for parents to accept their children when they say they're transgender. And I know that there are people out there who are legitimately transgender. But then you also have kids out there who are confused like I was. And I honestly blame it on the puberty hormones and the, like, learning who I was. And if someone was to have taken me seriously, like, I probably would have went for a gender change. I would have jumped on it because I did not want to be a girl. Like, I didn't understand how to be a girl. And I just didn't feel like one. I felt masculine. I felt like a guy. I even kind of dressed, like, kind of butch sometimes. Like, I always had my hair up in a ponytail and just, like, a basic baggy t-shirt, my Converse sneakers, and a pair of ratty jeans. Like, I tried to dress like a guy a lot of the times. And once I hit about 15, 16, by, like, 8th grade, I started, like, really coming into my own and figuring out, like, how to be feminine, even though I had masculine traits, and discovering that I really like being a girl. And so, like, now that I'm a woman, like, I never want to be a man. Like, I'm very, very happy in the body and the gender that I am. But I could really see where, like, at the age of, like, 11, 12, 13, when I was confused and I didn't understand what was happening in my body, and I felt more masculine than feminine. Like, if my parents took me at my word at that point, you know, and let me do a sex change or something, or, like, start taking, you know, hormones and stuff to change my gender, like I said, like, there are people out there who are legitimately transgender. They're not confused, and they know what they are and what they feel and stuff like that. But I think you also have a lot of kids out there who were like me, who are just confused. And I think that just takes time to figure. And I know, like, when it comes to gender changes, like, if you can do it before puberty, that's better. I know there are kids out there who know they're transgender when they're, like, a lot younger. I get all of that. But what I'm saying is I think there's also a lot of kids out there like me who hit puberty and they get confused, and suddenly they're aware of their gender, and they're aware that everybody else is, you know, becoming a man or becoming a woman, and you just feel lost. And sometimes you just need some time to figure that out. And maybe you're confused and you just have to take a little time to figure it out, you know? I feel like that's the hardest part is puberty, really. It's awful. Like, I'm glad you only really got to do that once in your life. But, yeah, so I think that was, like, probably the hardest part of discovering myself. But then you get a little bit older, and suddenly you're an older teen, you have to figure out what that means, and you're taking on more responsibilities, and all of those things. And then you might get your first boyfriend or girlfriend, and what does it look like to be in a relationship and be a couple, and how does that work? And of course, your first relationship is going to change you typically. I guess sometimes first relationships are more just friendships, you know, and they don't really change you much. But once you have like your first love, I should say, and you have to really figure out like how does that work being a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and then you graduate high school and you have to figure out what that looks like, and that's scary. Like, do I want to go to college? Do I want to take a year off? Can I take a year off? Do I just want to get a job? Do I want to do an apprenticeship, or, you know, like, what do I want to do with my life? And that's something I think that I questioned for a long time, honestly. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And I jumped around a lot in college. Honestly, college is like one of my biggest regrets. I did a whole other video about that on my main channel. I can leave a link to it below. But college is like one of my biggest regrets, because now I'm like $15,000 in debt for school loans, and I have nothing to show for it. Biggest regret of my adult life. And then, you know, I finally met my husband, and we moved in together really quickly. I think we'd only dated like maybe 3 months before we moved in together. Like, met, started dating, moved in. So quick. But honestly, I feel like that's a big reason why our relationship worked so well. Is because all we've ever really known is what it is to live together in our relationship. Whereas other people, you know, they will date for a couple of years and then get married, moved in together, and then sometimes they get divorced really quickly. And because it can be a big adjustment learning how to live with somebody. Like, that's a whole other rediscovering of yourself and rediscovering of your partner. And I feel like with our relationship, with us having moved in together so quickly, a lot of that was just we were learning each other while living together. Whereas with other people, when they live separately, excuse me, they, like, you learn certain things about your partner, but it's easier to hide, you know? So we seen it all right from the get-go. And I'm not trying to come on here and advocate people moving together immediately. It's just that's how our life panned out. And I think it panned out well. I don't regret any decision I've ever made with him. But I can remember when he got his apartment before I moved in, that I would go over almost every night and we'd have dinner together. And one night I was over there cooking dinner, and he had either just gotten home, was in the shower, or he wasn't home yet. But I was standing in the kitchen making dinner, and I was thinking, is this all life is? Is this what it is to be a wife? I don't know if I want to do this. Like, it just seems so boring and mundane. Like, now I don't mind it. You gotta eat, you know. Somebody's gotta cook. You can't just eat out all the time. But I was like, is this what it is to be a housewife? It didn't take me too long to figure all that out. I adjusted pretty well to living as an adult, you know, on my own. Because I went from my parents' house to living with him. Then the next big adjustment was, I guess us together getting this place and learning about home ownership, because now like we're responsible for everything. You can't have like, you can't just call your landlord and be like, hey, my sink's clogged or my oven stopped working. Come fix it. No. You are the landlord. Call yourself, you know? So that was a little bit of an adjustment. Not much, but a little bit. It was a little like, I guess when you move in somewhere, you have like rose-colored glasses on. You think, oh, this is my own place and I can decorate it how I want and I can paint the walls, A, B, C, and D. But then the second something goes wrong, you're like, oh, I'm responsible for this. I have to take care of that. And, you know, that was kind of a little bit of a, like we had this old fence that ran across our backyard. Really ran down. And, you know, we had to take that out ourselves. And there's been other things here and there that we've had to, like, little fixer-upper things we've had to do, but it's been all on us. So that was a little bit of an adjustment. And then, you know, finding myself when it came to being a mom, like, that was hard. That was hard for me. And, ooh, excuse me. A year and a half out, like, I love being a mom. I love it, love it, love it. Like, I'm like, why didn't we start having kids sooner? Like, I just love being a mom. It's so great. It's so much fun. But in the beginning, when he was little, and of course I had to have a C-section, and so it took a couple of weeks to really heal and start feeling like myself again, being able to get up and do things. But for, I'd say, probably the first 6 to 8 months, like, I'm very much an introvert. I'm an introvert, and very much in the sense of, like, I need my own space. I need my me time. I need time where I'm just quiet and sitting, because being with a bunch of other people just drains me. It just exhausts me. And that's not to say that I don't like being social and I don't like being around other people, because I do. But I find social situations to be exhausting and draining. And so having this new little person who was completely dependent on me, where I wasn't just focusing on myself anymore, and it wasn't just about my needs, it was about his first and then mine. That was a little bit of a hard adjustment. And I think that's something that everybody's going to have to adjust to. Even if you're an extrovert, you're going to have to adjust to that. But the constantly having him with me, like constantly having him. And on one hand, I love it, but on the other hand, like, I find it very exhausting. I'm like, I just need a break. And I can remember within the first couple of weeks, like, you know, my husband every now and then on the weekends would take him and go to his mother's so I could just have some me time by myself. Or my mom would come and watch him so I could go have some me time by myself, because I just wasn't used to constantly having somebody with me. I feel like I just attacked that piece of pizza. But I think that was my most recent self-discovery, was becoming a mom. And, you know, now, like, I don't really feel like, my husband took him over the weekend, not the weekend, but he took him on Saturday, and him and my son went out to eat. But it's not that, like, I wanted a break. It's not like, I need a break, like, can you take him somewhere? It was a thing of, like I kind of felt left out. I was like, you're all going to lunch without me? But on the other hand, like, I'm with our son all the time, just me and him. On the weekends, it's typically the 3 of us. So my husband and my son don't get alone time a lot. And so I understand that, like, they need time together as well, where it's just daddy and son and they go do something, you know, like, that's okay. It needs to happen. But this was, like, one of the first times that they've gone off to do something where I was like, you're leaving me, you know, like, I wasn't like, yes, the break, you know. It's kind of weird, because, like, I'll talk about wanting a break. I'll talk about feeling like too much togetherness with my son. I know my last MukBang, the Burger King breakfast one, I talked about that, which I filmed that one 2 weeks ago now, maybe. And 2 weeks later, I get a little bit of a break. And it's just, it's weird, because, like, on one hand, like, I know it's healthy to get a little bit of time apart. It's good for my son and my husband to get some alone time together. It's good for me to have some time to myself. But on the other hand, I'm like, don't leave me, come back. What am I going to do without you? I kind of had like false hopes that this was going to be like Sam's Club cheese pizza. I love Sam's Club cheese pizza. But I don't have a Sam's Club card, so I don't know if I can get their pizza. Like, I guess now you don't have to have a card to get into Sam's Club. You can just go on in. But you have to have a card to buy stuff. And when I worked there a couple of years ago, I didn't have a card then either, but like I was able to buy stuff at the cafe. So, I don't know. I might be able to go in and buy it and do a MukBang. Because their cheese pizza is amazing. And it's different from their pizza they have out to go. Their to-go pizza that's on the floor is good, but has a different crust. I only know that because I work there. So it's just like a rainy day today. So rainy. Like, it's crazy because my state, the temperatures aren't bad. I think we got to a high of like 60 today, but we have rain, so I think it's keeping it cooler. My husband had to drive all the way to like the southern part of the state. It was like a 3-hour drive. He said it's like 72 down there and sunny. But like I was looking at the weather forecaster, and we just have like this long, skinny strip of rain that's going across like Indiana and Illinois and into Ohio. And it's just like my part of the state is getting the rain. Above us and below us, great weather, sunny, warm. And we get stuck with rain. Such is life. So good. One more piece, and then the rest is for the baby, for when he wakes up. I'm out of cheese. What am I gonna do? One more cheese. I'm getting so full. Oh my god. You breathe. Okay, I'm done. That is it. So if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and type pepperoni down below because I want to know who all made it to the very end. Otherwise, I really hope you do subscribe if you've not already, so go ahead and hit that button, become a member of the Lunch Bunch. I would love to have you here, be one of my internet friends, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.